Eccoci qua, buongiorno.
Here we are. Good day to you all. Good day. Welcome. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome to Milan. Well, let's move on with our story. We last met in November. You remember we were in Venaria. Jean-Pierre was there too, and Luca Fuso too, the Casina CEO, and the whole Lancia team was with us. They're all there over there on the sofas. Hi, guys. Hi, girls. You remember in Venaria, we played around a bit and we answered a lot of questions from you. And we parted with a promise. I promised that the next step would be Design Week in April in Milan. And so here we're keeping our promises, and here we are today. Between November and today, other things have happened. Our plan has moved ahead, and we have some news to share with you as well. But as always, before moving on, let's first review together what we've done since our story first began. Let's have a look.
Allora, quante cose abbiamo fatto?
So, what a lot we've achieved, and we've also got together a number of times. It's a journey that we traveled with so many of you who have taken part in it with enthusiasm, some with passion, and some also with great warmth and friendship. Whoever would have imagined it 2 years ago? As I just said, in November we presented the new logo, our design vision, Lancia Pu+Ra, and the three-dimensional sculpture that we named Lancia Pu+Ra Zero. Since then, as I was saying, many other important things have happened in these past months, and as usual, I'd like to tell you something about it. First of all, quality and image. We launched our new corporate identity, as you saw in the videos. Some of you also visited our Milan dealership with our pilot project, and after that, we set out to upgrade all our Italian dealerships. So far, we've already started in a number of our showrooms in cities like Turin, Alessandria, Milan, Bergamo, Treviso, Rome, all the main Italian cities. And the first 30 Italian dealerships will be ready by June 30th this year. 100 will be ready by December, and the whole network will have to be ready by the first quarter of 2024 in time for the great moment, the launch of the new Ypsilon. So first, quality. Second, the plan beyond Italy. Here to move ahead quickly. We're also moving ahead with our development plan for Europe. As you know, we're focusing on just a few markets to start with: Germany, France, Spain, the Netherlands, Belgium, and we've decided to add Portugal as well. So that's 6 markets. We want to do things in the best possible way on these 6 markets. We've appointed country managers. We've signed the first 30 contracts outside Italy. And we expect to have 70 new dealers in 70 major European cities by mid-2024, so as to bring the Ypsilon to European customers after Italian ones. So as I was saying, not many dealers, not big dealers, but in the right areas and dealers who are passionate and in touch with our customers. So second, quality, I was saying. Third, customer centricity. This is one of the main assets of Stellantis' strategic plan. So in January 2024, Lancia will join the new retailer model along with Alfa Romeo and DS altogether. And this is the new sustainable distribution model that Stellantis is developing, in fact, has already developed together with the European dealer associations, who actually have just expressed their official favorable opinion on what we're working on together. And this July, the pilot phase will start in the Netherlands, Austria, Belgium, and Luxembourg, and the rest of Europe will gradually follow. As far as we're concerned, in Lancia, it's important. There's a strong focus on the digital world, as we'd already announced. There's a new Lancia profile on LinkedIn, a new Facebook and Instagram page. We're about to launch our new website. And just think that already during the first quarter 2023, the online sales have already grown to 15% of the total of our sales volume. So 15% of our sales start sitting on your sofa or at your office desk, but in any event, online, and that's very interesting. Fourth point, as you saw from the video, in February we held the first dealer meeting for new Lancia. We met with all the dealers, first with the Italian ones and a few days later with all the other European dealers, the ones who are now signing contracts with us. So we presented our plans. We also presented the new cars, all 3 of them. We showed them all 3. They loved them. And this certainly gives us further confirmation that we are very much on the right track. And last point, an update on our product plan. So the new Ypsilon is ready. It's beautiful. It's practically ready to be launched. It's slightly bigger, 4 meters. It's both hybrid and electric. And I'd say it appeals to a more cross-sectoral audience. It's certainly more of a European, strikingly modern car, and it's due to arrive in early 2024. And then in 2025, there'll also be the HF version. You didn't know. So it'll be 4 centimeters wider, the HF version. It'll be lower. It'll deliver 240 bhp, therefore it'll be sportier with great acceleration. It's a car for enthusiasts, and I know there are lots of them here in the room today, but not only. Now that's something you didn't know, right? Then comes the second model in 2026, the flagship, which is well on track. It'll be called Gamma. So the second model will be called Gamma. It's the name that most of all throughout our history reminds us of our tradition in terms of design. It's almost 4.70 meters long, electric only. It's really a stunning sportback, both elegant and truly very innovative. It's pure and radical on the outside, absolutely stunning inside. It'll give you the feeling of being at home. The Italian market will be very important, but there'll also be 50% of our volumes outside Italy, 50% in Italy and 50% outside Italy. That's what we expect. Ypsilon, Gamma, and we also presented the Delta, that was really very much admired, but that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to have to wait a little long because it won't be revealed until 2028. So Epsilon, Gamma, and Delta, and that because we love our history, we love the Greek alphabet tradition that has been our hallmark, as many of you know, a hallmark of our wonderful heritage models over the years. So just think of all the things that have been going on. Who would have guessed that 2 years ago? But let's not look back. Let's look ahead. Why are we here today? Well, because today we're starting a new stage of our journey together. We're starting from the Milan Design Week and from the Museum of Science and Technology. It's beautiful. We're starting here because the story I want to tell you today stems from the two core values of our brand, innovation and timeless design, two values that propel us through time. Let's have a look.
Seems like yesterday when our elegance seduced the streets, when we shone for creativity, innovation, and timeless design, inspired by the same vision of a man who left his name for us. We are ready to create audacious forms for a new sustainable mobility era, catapulting you in a future of well-being. Innovation guides us towards pure and radical lines. A new idea of cars, a cocooning space to live, immersed in light, air, and sound. It's the future of well-being, where technology is more human, intuitive, and effortless. We embrace an eco-conscious lifestyle, an all-round respectful approach, always with our iconic style, Italian elegance, and a touch of eclecticism. We are back.
So we've gone back over more than a century of history, a great Italian story, a story built on solid values, innovation and technology on the one hand. Just look at the impressive record of world firsts that Lancia has brought to the automotive industry. It's incredible. On the other hand, beautiful cars, timeless design, a unique and distinctly Italian taste for elegance. So just think how lucky we are to be dealing with a brand that is credible and renowned the world over as a synonym for innovation in beautiful Italian cars. Now that's what our heritage is all about. So my story today is based precisely on our values. Today, how can I say, innovation and design meet yet again. They meet to shape our way of conceiving and experiencing the car, a more appealing and more sustainable way. Today, innovation and design meet to express technology in a simpler, more human way. Today, innovation and design meet, ladies and gentlemen, to create the future. So, you wanted to know what the new Lancias would look like? Well, here they are. Follow me.
Imagine a new day for mobility. Imagine it being eclectic and to always feel welcome. Imagine experiencing progressive design and rediscovering classic architecture. Imagine holding sound, air, and light. Imagine merging effortless technology and years of tradition. Imagine expanding your perception and giving voice to your needs of today.
Ladies and gentlemen, meet Lancia Pu+Ra HPE, Lancia's brand manifesto for the next 10 years. Beautiful, huh? Shall we give it another round of applause? Beautiful, isn't it? It's a manifesto of design, as you can see, but also of innovation, technology. It's also a manifesto of electrification. It's the first car of the new Lancia era. It's stunning. It's a compact, low-roof, four-seater that's 100% electric. It's Pu+Ra because it's elegant and at the same time radical and muscular. It's HPE because we have strong ties to our past. We have ties to our past, even though we look to the future with great ambition. So from high-performance estate, HPE, to high-performance electric, eco-sustainable, exciting, and evolved or advanced. So also thanks to Fred and Gianni, our two designers, who together with the rest of the team have conceived this new beautiful product. Thank you, Fred and Gianni. So, everything's becoming a little clearer, perhaps. So all the way from Lancia Pu+Ra Zero, which we unveiled in November, to the Lancia Pu+Ra HPE we're unveiling today. So as you can see, our design evolution is very consistent, and the same will be true of our next cars, starting with the new Ypsilon. So we want a pure, radical design combining past, present, and future, the future of our brand. We'll have appealing interiors in which to feel at home, innovation that's sustainable, where driving is emission-free, and technology is easy and intuitive to use because it's tailored to our real, everyday needs. Now, at this point, to move into the contents of our concept, I'd like to introduce some of the people who have been key in realizing our strategic plan. They're also the key players in Lancia Pu+Ra HPE's development. So let's start with design, and that means Jean-Pierre Plouet, head of Stellantis Design and head of Lancia. Come, Jean-Pierre. Thank you, Jean-Pierre. Thank you, Gianni. So design Jean-Pierre. So obviously we'll then move on to another key pillar, and that is sustainability. Rossella Guasco, who is Vice President, Color and Material Design. Thanks for being with us. She's also a great Lancia fan. And then to talk about attractive, appealing interiors like those of a beautiful Italian home, who better than Luca Fuso, CEO of Cassina. Luca, it's always a great pleasure to have you with us. Welcome. And lastly, for the electrification and innovation pillars, I have the great honor of having with us today Ned Kuritz, Stellantis Chief Technology Officer. I'd ask him to join me too. So, welcome to you all. And as you know, Lancia is the brand of beautiful Italian cars. Our roots are Italian. Our approach to design is Italian. Jean-Pierre's actually settled here in Italy. And our renaissance starts from Italy, but we have a strongly international vocation, just like our guest today. So now let's shift to English.
Qualche secondo per chi vuole indossare le cuffie per la traduzione. Let's leave some time to wear the headsets. So now we are ready to start our talk on Lancia values and now on Lancia future. So first step, first value, first pillar, it's our timeless design. So my first question is for you, Jean-Pierre. From Venaria to Milano, from Lancia Pu+Ra 0 to that we loved, to Lancia Pu+Ra HPE that we love even more. Jean-Pierre, tell us about this beautiful design evolution.
Thank you, Luca. Lancia Pu+Ra HPE embodies the principle of Lancia Pu+Ra design language. I'm talking about our new, timeless, emotional Italian design, which we want to
Sto parlando del
radical. Has already in the Lancia Pu+Ra 0, the profile recalls the purity of the Flaminia and the Aurelia, in a continuous dialogue between past and future, and classic and progressive. The use of large window, as you can see, is unique on the car design scene. It gives more space to the natural light and more lightness to the cabin. On the upper surface of the front, we found the new caliche. It's a new reinterpretation of the historical Lancia grille, projected to the future with 3 rails of light, creating a very distinctive sign. This is unique to Lancia and immediately recognizable. Above the caliche, the new Lancia script stands out. These 2 elements create a signature that embraces the brand name and takes into the electric future. On the rear of the car, you can find the iconic round light, which are, of course, inspired by the bold and radical spirit of the brand, which refer to the famous Stratos.
This is clear.
Finally, the new front, the view from above shows us the innovative circular roof. It's a refined element which refers to the primitive geometric shape of Lancia design. It marries perfectly with the elegant and the sensual line of the side of the create a dialogue between exterior and interior.
Thanks very much. Thank you, Jean-Pierre. This is very interesting. This is about exterior. Now, if we talk about interiors, or better about interior home feeling, let's discuss the topic with Luca Fuso. So, Luca, Lancia and Cassina, 2 beautiful Italian brands. How did it happen and why?
Well, why Lancia, you say? First of all, because we share many values. We are both Italian companies. We both have an important heritage that we fully respect, combining always tradition and innovation. We are both renowned for manufacturing excellence and quality. And we have the desire to experiment and be pioneering, proposing at the same time new ways of thinking, a new language, a new vision. And all of this, of course, now with a more sustainable approach. We also believe in the importance of well-being, with a strong desire to design the future. So representing new lifestyles and also anticipating, when possible, social change.
I love it. Lancia and Cassina, 1 century of heritage. Both brands have strong common values. We love it working together. Luca, it was a great experience for us. Now, Luca, I'm very curious. What are the trends Cassina is working on today?
Well, first of all, likewise, I mean, it was a great experience also for us. Today at Cassina, we are working more and more on our vision of the home. And this is what we're sharing with Lancia, and thanks to this important collaboration. Our philosophy, our vision is represented by the Cassina perspective, through which, thanks to a very eclectic and extra wide collection that covers the course of the past 12 decades, we are able to combine renowned icons with the most innovative pieces that we present every year, to propose refined and at the same time welcoming atmospheres that can make you feel at home. Cassina has always been a forward-thinking company, a first mover in its own right, in its industry, always designing the future without ever losing sight of the past. And this is very important for us. In almost 100 years of history, research, development, and innovation has always been key to us. And today, this relates into leading the company into a greater sustainability as well. First of all, our products are built to last, and this is, in my opinion, paramount. But thanks to the research that being carried out by Cassina Lab, that was born from the collaboration with the Poly Design at the Milan Polytechnic, we have taken important steps also to employ circular materials in our products. And with this work, we are trying to stimulate a radical change in our sector.
Well, we started as partners, now we are more friends, which is nice.
Yes, very true.
Well, look, as you know, sustainability is very relevant for us as well. We discussed already, we have announced already that 50% of everything you can touch on board of the new Y will be eco-material. And Lancia Pu+Ra HPE even reached 70%. 70% everything you can touch, eco-material. So, being this a very relevant topic, let's move on to Rossella, who is the expert when talking about materials. What I would like to know, Rossella, is which is the Lancia way, which is our way to sustainability?
Okay, Luca, at Lancia, sustainability is never an end in itself. It is a path guided by the Lancia values of Italianness, eclecticism, redesign tradition, and home feeling. Italianness is in our roots, and we show through the use of materials that are strongly connected with our territory and culture. And then we make everything even more Lancia by adding a pinch of Italian eclecticism. Eclecticism is about the Italian attitude to mix different styles with ease and effortless, to define taste from a wide and diverse range of sources. We redesign Lancia tradition with innovative, recyclable materials that are produced themselves with sustainable processes. And being Lancia, the ultimate goal is to take care of the customer and make him, her, feel at home. Just to make you an example, the panno Lancia is reborn. The new panno is an eclectic, sustainable, 100% quality velvet made of natural fibers and produced using a certified low-emission process. The color of the panno chosen for the concept is a vibrant ochre, inspired by the historical Lancia Beta HPE, which illuminates, enhances the interior, the soft green and muted teal color of the interior, and makes them unmistakably Lancia.
Thank you very much, Rossella. This is very interesting. By the way, sustainability brings to electrification. You know that we look at the transition in Lancia with a bold plan. As I said, the new Y will be 100% electrified. This means hybrid and electric in 2024. From 26, we will only launch full BEV cars. And starting in 2028, we will only sell full BEV cars. So this is the plan for Lancia. This is an ambitious plan. Now, Ned, what I would like to know is what is the Stellantis approach to electrification?
Thank you, Luca. Thanks again for having me here today. So at Stellantis, we take a little bit different approach. At Stellantis, we start with the customer. We look at the customer and say, what does actually customer want to do in the future, and what kind of experiences they want to have. And then we take all of that and say, okay, well, that's customer. And then how do we enable the brands? How do we enable you, Luca, to build vehicles and the designers to build the vehicles that specific Lancia customers want to drive? So from a customer perspective, we look at the basics, like what the customers really care, the range, the charging time, affordability, and the choices, and that's where the choices and brands get together. And then on the brand side, we say, okay, how do we now meet these expectations, but then how do we exceed expectations and allow you to express your DNA in that platform and deliver the kind of experiences that your specific Lancia customers want to have. So on a sort of a basic level, we decided to build 4 native BEV platform, electric platforms. And then in those platforms, we embed 3 electric powertrains, essentially. Then the powertrains are powered by the storage of 2 different chemistries. One is a performance-based, and one is more affordable chemistry. And so these combinations then enable all the platforms, and especially for Lancia brand, to essentially create the type of vehicle and experience for Lancia-specific customers. So on the platform side, we have 4 platforms. They give you a couple of examples. Stella Small platform, which is an urban mobility platform. Stella Medium, which is the premium platform. This is the Lancia platform. Then we have a Stella Large, which is a larger platform for performance vehicle, and Stella Frame, which is the more of a commercial and large truck platform. We are targeting to be best in class, just about everything we do. So everything that we do for Stella Medium, you're going to love that. We're going to make our platform so you can deliver to your customers best in class. So when we talk about the range, our platform is going to go up to 800-kilometer range. In terms of efficiency, we're obviously targeting best in class efficiency. To me, it's very, very important that we get the kind of per kilometer or per kilowatt hour kilometer type of efficiency. Right now, we are about 1,200 kilometer per 12 kilowatt hour efficiency. I would like to get to much better state. This is a state of the art today, but I have ideas to get us much closer to what I believe it should be. And then how quickly can we charge? My pitfall is sitting on a, you go on a lot of these electric vehicles, and you go on a freeway and you see lines of cars sitting there trying to charge. Yeah, we try to eliminate that. So getting the 32 kilometers per minute of charge is what we have now, and we're going to try to optimize that. So even though if you look at the volumetric per meter or per liter or whatever it is that we're going to drive, we're trying to essentially work on that volume side and squeeze best efficiency.
Thank you very much, Ned. Super interesting and super clear. Huh? It's not easy to make it this clear. And this is very ambitious as well. Now, if you have to explain, Ned, in simple words, in very simple words, what does all this mean for the future of Lancia?
Yeah, so super good question. So for Lancia customers, we know that Lancia customers look at that sort of as Salia said, the sort of timeless Italian elegance in innovation, comfort, and pleasant onboard experience. That's a Lancia customer. They also look in this sort of a well-being. Rosalina talked about that, and well-being in that environment of a cabin. The Renaissance started in Italy, of course, for Lancia, but as you talked earlier, it's going to go throughout Europe. So the future Lancias are suited for all European roads without platforms. So it's agile and pleasant to drive first and foremost. That's what typically customers buy cars for. And so then the Stella Medium platform that you've selected to build Lancia for delivers all of that to your customers.
You're fully right. By the way, the Stella Medium will be core in Stellantis, and it will be important for Lancia as well. And guess what? Our Gamma and our Delta will be developed right on this platform. So this is important for us. This is very important what Ned is doing for these 2 beautiful cars. Now, how do you see, Ned, these 2 cars on the Stella Medium?
Well, the Stella Medium platform will be as you said, the perfect match for Lancia. It's because it's flexible and it's efficient. It's cost-wise very competitive. In terms of flexibility, it's a very modular wheelbase with overhangs, which allows you and allows other brands, for that matter, essentially to create the different types of vehicles. So in your case, you're going to be developing C and D segment vehicles, and Delta and Gamma is going to be laying on that platform. On efficiency side, it's because it's an electric native platform. It's a light and a rigid. It's got a sort of a comfort, but also fun to drive. It's native to a front wheel and an all-wheel experience. So obviously, you're going to have an all-wheel experiences, hopefully, soon in your platforms. And it's competitive because it's a global platform. It's going to be installed in the multiple plants around the world. We have announced the Stella Medium will be assembled in Italy, first at Melfi, Sochaux in France, and Eisenach in Germany. On top of all of this, Stella Medium is perfect for Lancia because it'll deliver best-in-class on range. We talked about it, charging time and efficiency. In terms of a range, we'll have two chemistries. I mentioned 500 kilometer and a 700 kilometer for a Stella Medium. In terms of future applications, we really, and this is what I want to talk to you about earlier, I'm targeting 10 kilowatt hour per 100 kilometers. That's where we want to get. I'm pushing our engineers to get there. And so hopefully by the time you have your next generation with the solid state batteries, we're going to get there. And that's what I'm hoping to achieve.
Well, four-wheel drive will be definitely very important for us. Definitely very important. Thank you, Ned. A lot of stuff, a lot of very interesting stuff. Let me just recap. Our vision is 100% electric, with a range of more than 700 kilometers, with really low energy consumption, and little more than 10 minutes of charging time, very important, as Ned was explaining to us, and a very efficient design. So speaking about design, let's go back to Jean-Pierre. Electrification is also, Jean-Pierre, changing the way we design our cars, right?
Yes, exactly, Luca. Electrification is pushing us to create even more efficient cars. Here, we talk about efficient design. And Lancia Pu+Ra HPE is a great example of that. Streamlined shape, fastback rear, very rich in aero solution, such as a front and side active aero feature, as you will see. A slim digital mirrors, aero wheels, and finally, the aero skid plate.
It is very clear, Jean-Pierre. You see that Lancia Pu+Ra HPE silhouette is designed for efficiency. By the way, just like all Lancias of the future will be. So, this is about exterior. What about the interior, Jean-Pierre?
Electric platform free up a lot of interior space to the full advantage of comfort and well-being. Thanks to this free space, we can design a Lancia which can be beautiful and elegant, comfortable like an Italian house. The inspiration from Italian furniture design is evident, obvious. In the front seat, treated as a two single iconic armchair. The design language is simple, geometric shape. It's expressed in the center console, as you can see. Even the dashboard is generated from a pure single circular glass element, which connect to the interior with the exterior. On the rear window, you find the new interpretation of the Veneziane, the sunshine structure of the Lancia Beta HPE that you know. They embody the concept of home feeling and warm atmosphere of Italian houses. On the whole, the interior of the Lancia Pu+Ra HPE is an eclectic space for being.
And I love it, Jean-Pierre. I love when you speak about home feeling, when you speak about well-being, because this is truly Lancia, no? So, speaking about home feeling, Luca, you probably remember, well, one of our first meeting in Centro Stile in Torino, we said, let's try to combine automotive and furniture to create an interior where you really can feel like in a beautiful Italian home. Remember?
Very well, absolutely. Yes, we had had very long discussions about that. So Cassina has been always in dialogue with different sectors during his whole life in order to generate new ideas and develop collaborations with the aim of promoting the culture of design that is one of the key features of Cassina as a company. And the fact that we're here today is the perfect example of how we are extending our vision to the automotive world. Together with Lancia, we can say we have developed some furniture elements that can define the soul of the home and have then been transferred to the Lancia concept. More specifically, the centrality of comfortable furniture that is used in the living area of the home led us to make some important assessment on the seating of this new concept car. Our inspiration was born from the shape, the form of the iconic Maralunga armchair. This was designed by Vico Magistretti for Cassina in 1973, and it's considered worldwide a masterpiece of design, turning this year 50. And it's an armchair, it's a sofa that is combining extreme comfort with the possibility of different ways of sitting. So it's very eclectic. Then inside the interior design of the concept, we have a little coffee table that is a touch of uniqueness because it's a little multifunctional piece of furniture that creates a sense of space and at the same time of organization of the space, and is also reminiscent of typical home environment. Then, we've been very adamant about defining the rug, because the warmth on the rug, like in a house, creates a sense of softness, a sense of cocooning. And then, of course, this is the last, but certainly not the least of the important things that we have been discussing and debating many times is the colors and the textures of the materials. And these are elements that are paramount, very important for Cassina in creating a living space, and that now are also taking part in the new interior of the new Lancia design.
Well, as Luca said, the materials play a big part in the feeling we want our customer to experience. So let's go back to Rossella with the expert. What's your opinion on this?
I totally agree, Luca, that material play an important role. We even created a new word to define our approach to materials for Lancia. That is, we call it sustainability, Italian style essence linked to sustainability and to Lancia's values. Let me show you some examples. The coffee table Luca was referring to has been designed with elegant and eclectic cellulose acetate, a specific formula, acetate renew, fully sustainable. And this material is, in some way, the archetype of the contamination among automotive, fashion, and interior design. Its beauty is to convey an overall mix of styles, colors, effects, and graphism, all in one material, keeping at the same time the quality of lightness and transparency. And then regarding the door panels, tell us about Italianness, about a material symbol of the made in Italy, the marble. The door panels have been wrapped with a new generation of a vegan material made of marble powder coated on a layer of recycled fabric. It's called Marmor, and gives us a different perception of the marble itself, which become from heavy and static, light and wearable. And then we have the rear shelf that frames the rear seats with a contemporary wood marquetry, skillfully handcrafted, using processed scraps that become an original and unexpected new material, thanks to the natural veneers from wood's biodiversity. In this home feeling, Lancia Pu+Ra HPE introduced the protagonism of the carpet that envelops the interior space with its unique circular shape, 3D sculpted effect, and gradient green teal color shades. Finally, everything is enclosed in a warm and comfortable velvety renubook without chrome tanning, produced in Italy by a certified supply chain.
So from sustainability to technology. So Ned, my question is, well, what is the role of technology in delivering a true Lancia customer experience on board?
I'm listening to this and I'm enjoying it because, imagine if we would do something like what we shouldn't do, like put a lot of screens in this environment and overload the car like most of the cars are. So no, technology is really to support this sort of a well-being and to support what designers come up with and make the sort of a lot of delights. Cars have become a lot more than just cars. I mean, obviously cars are still taking people from A to B, and Lancia is going to take people on the road. But there is more to it than just being driven. They're now connected. Connectivity is ubiquitous. It's now expected for these devices they have in pockets. They know you a lot more than actually your spouses. Becoming. But car, it's not going to do that. But cars will learn your preferences. So we're building technology so when you get into that environment, that you have that sort of a feel that it knows you. And so technology is to create that kind of experience. Our goal really is to create with technology delights for the customers. As the space and as the materials and sort of a design of the vehicle create this sort of a intuitive love for that vehicle, technology is supposed to enable that and essentially make the brand flourish in that environment and have a customer connect to the brand. When we're looking at what customers do in the vehicles, we always look from the basics. I think what we have done historically, what the automotive industry has done historically, made a lot of mistakes. We just loaded technology for technology's sake and sort of forgot what people actually do in the cars, right? So what people do in the cars today, they drive, they navigate to the locations, they make some phone calls, and then do some configuration of the vehicles. That's pretty much. And then on top of that, they say, well, I'm going to get entertained. I want to enjoy this drive. I want to get some information out of this road and get some productivity. So we sort of forgot about the basics. Now we're going back and we're making this technology, the sort of Stellantis technology, very, very basic, quiet, and delightful. Then you take with your team and take that technology and make it Lancia. And make it so that you connect Lancia customers to the brand of Lancia. So Lancia customers should expect to be welcome in their beautiful Italian home when they enter their car with all the materials and all the Casino's inventions that Luca talked about. When they're at home, typically they expect to get into their armchair. They expect to have this sort of a ambient to be cozy, the temperature to be ideal, the speaker to play the favorite music, the light to be warm, and so on. And they expect everything to be easy. Today, nothing is easy in a vehicle. I get in some of the vehicles, it's so complex. We even forgot where to turn the radio on and off because we made it so complex. We're going to make it super simple and delightful for Lancia customers. And so how do we do this? I mean, this is not easy. Making things simple is actually very, very hard. You take an iPhone, that's a complex piece of device, but it looks easy. It looks very easy. How are we going to make that? So at the bottom layer, we build this very powerful platform with strong combination between the hardware and software. And then that platform we call Stellar Brain. That Stellar Brain enables us then to build additional components on top of it. Stellar Auto Drive, which is bringing a lot of safety and then auto-drive opportunity, autonomous drive opportunities. But the real magic actually happens in a Stella smart cockpit. That's where these sort of magical experiences that you will deliver for Lancia customers come to play. And I think what we want to transform the vehicles into a personal interactive space, into a truly contemporary Lancia living room, if you prefer. The magic really is in that sort of a simplicity. You talk about simplicity of space and usability and interaction with technology. Today is not simple, but with our Stella Smart Cockpit, it will be simple. We work very, very hard in those small little delights and using a voice and one click and a glance. I have this sort of a tenet for our teams. Nothing that requires 2 clicks will be approved. Everything you have to do with a 1 click or 1 touch or 1 glance. And otherwise you're going to use voice. So you can imagine that Lancia in the future will be able to almost feel your mood and set the lights, the music, the whole ambient according to what you have listened at home. Imagine you listening at some contemporary piece of music at home and you get in the car, you're trying to find the music. Well, that's not going to happen because what you listen at home will get automatically transferred in the vehicle, or if you're listening to a book at home, it'll get that same content play. So all of this and much more will come. The much more, for example, for me, my pet peeve is when I drive home and I leave the home, I say probably 15% of the time, maybe 20% of the time, I turn back and see if my garage door is closed.
But
now I'm fixing that for all our cars, including for Lancia. So when you leave the home, the garage door will be closed.
But you know that we fully support your points. In Lancia, we want to deliver what we call effortless technology. So to do this, how are you going to support us?
The platform that we're developing, obviously, for Lancia and for Stellantis, and specifically for Lancia, it will be effortless. It will be, so that you can express the Lancia brand. Lancia will be the first one of our brands to introduce some of very specific AI-driven capabilities and experiences. So the ones, as you know, that you can talk about a lot more than I can do is the chameleon and tape. So tell us more about that, Luke.
That is true, Ned. Well, we call it Sala, which is a beautiful Italian word that stands for living room, but also for sound, air, light, augmentation. So this is a beautiful tool. On Lancia Pu+Ra HPE, Sala is able to sense the exterior environment, is able to react on the basis of the customer needs, and also automatically adjust sound, air, and ambient lighting by choosing among millions of settings. Well, now this Sala on the new Y, beginning of 24, in his real first application on a production car, will do exactly the same with the simple touch of a button or with the sound of a voice. What's more effortless than this? So thank you very much, guys. You know that I love more asking questions than answering questions, but unfortunately it's over, so thank you very much. It's the end of our journey today, so far. So we have still a lot of things to do together. An incredible journey for Lancia. Thank you very much to all of you, Rossella, Ned, Jean-Pierre, Luca, thank you for the fantastic work done together. And thank you for being with us today. It's really been great. Thank you. Grazie. Grazie Rossella, grazie Jean-Pierre. Grazie Luca. Grazie Ned. Molto bene, molto bene, molto interessante.
Very well. Thanks to you all. Great support from all of you and from your teams and all your people. So now let's switch back to speaking Italian since they've all gone. As you've seen, well, Lancia's really doing things properly, lots of work, but lots of wonderful emotions too, emotions that will stay in our hearts, bringing the Lancia brand back to its glorious past, launching one product after another. I mean, this is something that will be part of us forever. And so we've captured all these emotions in a video. It's a short that's specially dedicated to the birth of Lancia Pu+Ra HPE. Lots of wonderful memories. Let's see a preview trailer.
Lancia Pu+Ra HPE è una vera dichiarazione di intenti. È il nostro manifesto di design.
Extrêmement pur, extrêmement simple, radical aussi, évoquant à la fois la pureté d'une Aurelia.
Abbiamo voluto una vettura che sia in grado di rappresentare la filosofia del rinascimento Lancia. Per gli interni ci siamo ispirati al mondo del design italiano e abbiamo ritrovato in Cassina i nostri stessi valori.
Abbiamo creato degli spazi più dinamici, degli spazi meno automobilistici.
Una sensazione più di una casa da vivere che di una normale vettura. È il manifesto di innovazione, di tecnologia, di elettrificazione e la sintesi del nostro piano per i prossimi 10 anni. Un po' nel cuore,
So, upcoming dates. Well, from the 17th to the 23rd of April, during the Design Week here in Milan, Lancia Pu+Ra HPE will be in Via Durini, in front of Cassina's beautiful showroom, and together we'll be starring in a number of great events, and this will provide us the opportunity to welcome you all once again with lots of other friends who are dying to see the car close up. So thanks to you all. As you know, it's always a great pleasure to be with you, to give you updates, and see you again soon. I'd ask the whole team to join me before we close, because without them, nothing of all this would be possible. So I'd ask them all to join me up here. Thank you. It's not that many of us.
Ce la fate una bella foto?
Perhaps it's a photo op.
Grazie a tutti, grazie, arrivederci.
Again, thanks to you all and have a great weekend.